in. Come closer. Closer. That's right. I'm Vincent Price. You'll be just as safe in this house of fear as any of the other 5 victims murdered by the Bat. In all of the annals of mystery, there's never been a more elusive, fearsome, and cunning killer. He'll lure you through hidden passages to make you his next victim. But nobody lives forever, so why be afraid of the Bat?
How long's he been dead?
Oh, I'd say about a half an hour. You believe it was the Bat?
That's a Bat's trademark.
Perhaps he's still in the house.
That's possible.
It says here that the Bat never leaves no fingerprints.
That's understandable. Having no face, he probably has no fingers either.
The Bat is waiting for you.
Has come again. Nothing can stop it.
You want to go first?
Yeah. No, certainly not. Ladies always go first.
Oh, thanks.
Watch that step. Watch it.
What?
It's got me. It's got my hands. It's got my... It's got... Jeez. It's this hand. It's this. It's... Oh. Hurry up. I feel like a mouse. Get me out of this.
event that the heir hereinafter named should prove to be of unsound mind, or if said heir should become insane or should meet death within a month of inheriting, then my estate is to be given to the person whose name is contained in envelope number 2.
Well, that will is practically an invitation to commit murder.
I remember a situation almost like this in an old play called The Fatal Hour, or She Should Have Known Better. At the end of the second act, the leading man takes the heroine in his arms and he kisses her. And then, filled with new courage, he starts out after the villain.
And, of course, comes back in the third act.
Oh, sure. No. As a matter of fact, in the third act, he's found dead in a bathtub. Why, there's nothing... Hey, wait a minute. This is loose. Hey, what's this? Listen, baby, don't be surprised if we discover an old skeleton in here. Well? Joyce! Joyce!
Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Friday Night Scream Stream. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined as always by my very good friend, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for choosing us for your public domain horror needs.
Yeah, we're always here. You know, we got all the public domain horror that your heart desires here, and glad that you could join us on this. I guess it's been kind of a dreary Friday in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, somebody they're sending the pilgrims over because we got plenty of April showers.
Yeah, it's funny because we got a little tease like last week where we had like an 85-degree day with some 70s. So it's like, oh yeah, spring's gonna be getting perfect, and then now it's like 60s.
And you want to know what? Despite it all, I'm here thinking I really should have taken an antihistamine before I started this show because, oh my god, it's spring.
It's spring. Spring has sprung here with, all the green is. I mean, it's one of the best times of year. You know me. I love fall. Fall's my favorite time of the year, indisputable. Summer. I mean, I guess winter is the only one that, and then spring when it really gets going. It's kind of nice, but. So we're springing tonight on with season 13. So glad everybody could join us tonight. We got all our friends in the chat: Alana, Kathy, Sears, Wayne, William, Tom, Thomas. I know I've seen Samuel, aka Tommy, in the chat. Hope everybody's having a good Friday so far. We're looking again. The weather has been right for tonight's movie because a dark and stormy night movie. It's nice when you actually have a dark and stormy night. So that's what we've got served up tonight.
Yeah, a little foreshadowing there.
Yeah.
If you've followed along with us, you might have seen this movie before.
Yeah, because we basically seen the same story in just 12 different permutations, right? All because tonight we're getting, which, you know, don't get me wrong, we love old Dark House movies. We love old Dark House movies. It's fun when, like, you actually get some interesting variations on the concept. But when you've seen about a dozen of them, at a certain point, you're like, all right, when are we going to reinvent the wheel here? And
you know what's funny? Yesterday I'm still watching Twilight Zone, and I got to the one where it's the really not like the bad writer guy who's pitching all these. He conjures the ghost of William Shakespeare. It's a weird episode.
What?
But he's pitching all these movie ideas or TV show ideas or whatever, and it's the same thing over and over. It's, you know, here's one about a lawman who decides to lay down his gun because his lady told him to. Here's one about a spaceman who decides to lay down his gun because his lady told him to. Here's one about a cowboy who lays down his gun, blah, blah, blah.
Wow. There's
some really, I don't know if everybody in the chat has seen some of the, like, deep cut Twilight Zone episodes. They get, like, kind of out there.
They really do.
They're not all hits either.
I mean, it was on for 5 seasons, I believe, right? And that was back in the day when a season was like 20-something episodes.
That was back when we had real seasons.
Yeah, real. So not these 6 episodes. What is that? That's
you call
not
that
enough.
A season.
I mean, for some shows it works. Let's not, hey, everybody is entitled to their own formula. But again, speaking of formulas, we've got an Old Dark House movie. Tonight's Old Dark House movie, One Frightened Night. Right there. And so this is from 1935, and it's, murder mystery, a little more of a comedy. So that again, it's not like the Old Dark House murder mystery comedy hadn't already been done a lot. But that's the thing, is that even and we'll get into it tonight, but just in terms of the genre, even by like 1935, everything had been done, So it'll be interesting. I've never seen tonight's movie, so it'll be interesting to see how they can play with it.
What kind of twist we're gonna get on it?
Who knows? It should be fun though. We got some interesting facts about some of the actors and the studio involved who we're kind of familiar. I guess we're pretty familiar with when I'll get to it. I'm gonna hold that, but it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have, again, I think we've seen about a dozen of these. So, but even
do you want to recap or rattle off a few that we've seen?
Well, the trailers kind of is a way to help, because we've seen the Bat, we've seen the original The Cat and the Canary. We've seen The Ghost Walks. I think more recently, The Rogue's Tavern.
Yeah.
And then depending on if you would call last week's film, it kind of got Old Dark Housey, but you knew who, it wasn't a murder mystery. Like, we knew who the bad guy was a few weeks ago. Was that 2 weeks ago? Last week was the ridiculous television movie Good Against Evil. Where's the child? Absolutely amazing, so much fun, and I'm glad that I can play that movie live on YouTube, because it was wild. It was so great. So
we really need that sound bite.
Dude, oh my god, that is a great idea. I'm gonna get right on that, because you're 100% right. Yeah, I mean, we're we're gonna have fun. So again, excited to have everybody here, and also excited because, as always, Evan brings us a delicious cocktail to pair with the evening's film in a little segment which we call
What Were You Drinking?
And what are we going to be drinking tonight, Evan?
So, for the past few weeks, I've been having some fun kind of like playing off of the previous week's drink. We've been kind of like course correcting around here for a while.
Right.
And so, last week we were kind of talking about like the idea of a midnight snack.
Right.
Something you have just to, put you down, help you go to sleep. And this week I was doing some like more reading just on that idea of like the nightcap. And there's kind of a surprising amount of discourse about what a nightcap even is.
Really?
Yeah. Some people, say, anything is anything, the last drink of the night, whatever it is, that's a nightcap. Some people say like if it can't be refreshing or it can't be like anything citrusy is just right out.
Okay.
So like it's kind of more like a Manhattan martini or something that's like more booze heavy, because the idea is supposed to be that it makes you feel warm, like you just drink a bunch of booze and it makes you feel warm, and that it makes you go to sleep. But what's funny about it is alcohol causes you to have like poor quality sleep, like worse quality sleep.
Right.
So it kind of does the exact opposite of what the intended result is. But anyway, so we're that's what we're doing tonight. I'm doing our own little spin on a nightcap with the frightening nightcap, and this is pretty. It's all booze, so
So what you're saying is pretty boozy.
Pretty boozy, but here's another little fun thing. There's also discourse on whether or not, some people say that, nightcaps should be, just neat. Some people say like you can only stir them, you can't shake them. I think I'm gonna shake this one just to you shake it and it kind of dilutes it like just a tiny bit. So I don't know if you remember any of the drinks we've had in years past at this point that have maybe felt a little more like muted, or like a little more like, sometimes they do just kind of get a little more watered down, and I think that's really why.
Right. Well, I mean, again, any cocktail that's got absinthe in it, you're like, all right, well.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't.
Did you not? Oh God, did I already spoil
the recipe? Yeah, there's a little foreshadowing for you. If you want to make your own frightening nightcap, you'll need 2 parts gin, 1 part absinthe, 1 part sour apple pucker, and a dash of aromatic bitters.
Okay. Well, there it is. Yeah, it's
so definitely it's a heavy one, but remember, you're supposed to go to sleep.
Well, we're gonna be it'll be a challenge for us tonight. But hey, we're always up for a challenge here on the Scream Stream. We're excited. Yeah, and do you remember any of the other cocktails that we've had? Because we've done a few with absinthe before, right?
Yeah, we have.
I feel like it's been a while though.
Yeah, and I feel like usually, you got to be so careful, because like absinthe I'm sure this is going to be like pretty absinthe forward. It really just overpowers
a lot
everything.
Of wormwood then is what you're saying. That's always what gets me.
Yeah, dude, look at this thing. This is frightening.
Oh my gosh. Jeez Louise. Ah.
All right. We've got our frightening nightcaps.
That's frightening right there. All right.
It doesn't smell terrible. It smells like licorice.
Oh yeah, no, it smells. I think we'll see.
We'll see. Also, just a side note, if you can't find sour apple pucker, I'm realizing, or I'm thinking maybe that's a regional thing now. I think it's like kind of a newer thing. I don't remember seeing it on the shelves until very recently, but I'm thinking maybe apple brandy. That's kind of the closest thing I could place to it, but apple schnapps of any kind. But anyway, this is the Frightening Nightcap, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Whew. Yeah, that's a sipper for sure.
Baby sips.
It's not bad. It's
It's pretty good.
It's pretty licoricey.
I'd say it blends well. Like really, the wormwood wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
It tempers it. It does.
Yeah, the sour apple pucker definitely kind of strong arms it a little bit, and they mix well together actually.
Yeah, it's really not bad. It's got a wave to it. It's got like a whole back end. That
right.
It's
smooth.
You take the drink
though.
and it just kind of keeps on coming.
It's really smooth though. So but you're right, sipper for sure. This is not.
It's a nightcap.
It's for sure.
Good
And
night.
there's a lot. Like it's a
it's
full
a
martini glass.
Full size.
We get
drink.
some that are. I mean, hey, let's not even talk about shots ever again, okay? But I mean, I think this will pair well with tonight's movie.
While we figure out who done it.
Right. And hey, much like this drink, hopefully, I think tonight's movie may have a little bit of a sting, right? Because I think it may benefit from being a later Old Dark House movie in terms of a lot that we've seen have been before 1935. Tonight's movie is from 1935. So, I think they may spoof things in an effective way, but we'll see.
Okay. So maybe it's good that that we've seen so many of these at this point.
Right. We've got a base to really draw from, see what tropes they play on. And and if it's if it's boring, then this drink certainly isn't going to put us to sleep.
Yeah, would you say it tastes like decay?
Decay.
It's got some earthy notes to it for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice one to just kind of savor. To be honest with you,
it's a mouthful of mouthful of nature.
You don't want to gulp this down.
Yeah.
Does it taste like? Yeah, it's both. It is definitely both. It's worms and fine oak. That's right. But yeah, and this movie has got, I think, things in common with other Old Dark House movies that we've seen. And again, to what extent are they spoofing things? We'll find out. And another little interesting fact I'll go ahead and let everybody in on. Like I said, I haven't seen this, but the director of tonight's movie is the director of one of my personal favorites that we've seen on this show. Scared to Death.
Shit. Okay.
Christy. See, I always thought it was Cobain, but I think today I read that it was pronounced Cabani or Cabernet. Cabernet? I don't know. It got me so confused because Cobain just was like really simple. But Scared to Death, one of my favorites. As one of our hey, I think we all enjoyed it, right?
It definitely is. This movie gonna have that one sound effect?
Oh no, I don't think we're gonna. I wish we could get that lucky, but I don't.
We need a soundbite of that.
We do. Oh God, Evan, I need a pen. I need to be writing. Okay, I'm gonna
this down
because you're 100% right. I'm gonna sound bites, and of course my pen is running out of ink. So.
Womp womp.
But I got 3/4 of the words, so my brain will remember. So yes, but this will be good. And he didn't direct too many Old Dark House type movies, which we'll get into all of it tonight. And we've got some familiar faces, and a familiar studio, so a lot of fun stuff. And I'll go ahead and tell you the studio mascot Pictures, who we've seen a couple of their serials back during our mini-sodes, which, you know, we're on hiatus, but the Whispering Shadow and the Phantom Empire both came from mascot. So we'll be talking about them tonight. You know, again, they were mostly
reminiscing, or
well, yeah, but you know, just also kind of talking about the studio. Oh, I mean, of course, how could we not reminisce?
Do you remember those robots?
Oh, don't worry, we're gonna get into the robots. Okay, we'll have plenty of time to get into the robots. Don't you worry, it's gonna be great. Anything before we get into tonight's movie, Evan?
Can somebody in the chat check this director's filmography? Are all of his movies like titled about being scared?
Oh yeah. You know, that could you imagine that being on your resume? I specialize in a very specific type of movie title. That's all I'm going to do. So get used to it.
Wait, what? Is that true? What series of Scooby-Doo was
whoa,
that?
All right, Sears. That's yes, it's true. I don't doubt you, Sears. I take your word for it. Yeah, Alana, and this is the other bit I forgot to mention why we had the Wizard of Oz cartoon. It was not a dig at you, although Alana, as we were watching, I slowly remembered your Wizard of Oz related memory. Pretty wild. Which when did we? Oh, I guess 2 weeks ago, when we watched The Drums of Jeopardy, which had Auntie M's actor Clara Blandick. Alana told us about her encounter with one of the little person actors from the movie later on, where he slapped your hand, right? Or something like that. A wild. Yeah, I'd be done with the Wizard of Oz after that too. But I scheduled this movie and I was like, oh, well, this movie has Charley Grapewin, who was Uncle Henry in the Wizard of Oz. So I said, this completes our Wizard of Oz cycle. Our Oz cycle. So we won't talk about it anymore after this, Alana. This is, we're getting all the Oz stuff out this season, season 13. And then we'll never talk about Wizard of Oz again. I mean, it's, you know, the year of Wicked, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's past, right?
Yeah, it's definitely past. We're missed the boat on that one big time. But we're getting it out of the way now, so no more Oz talk after this, Alana. Trauma, yeah. That's I was gonna let her use that word, yeah, but traumatic. So yes, hopefully seeing the Uncle Henry actor isn't too triggering, but I think he'll be kind of the comic relief character. I mean, again, if you remember Scared to Death, you remember how, you know, how much screen time the comic relief gets. It's kind of like a lot of the movie, so we'll see.
So prepare to laugh.
On that note, without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get into the exciting beginning of One Frightened Night right now.
Okay. Off to a strong start, I think.
Right? I mean, that's an opening that makes an impression. In this same stock music that we've heard.
Yeah, we've definitely heard this before. Yeah.
No, I mean, just alcohol. Just straight up alcohol. It doesn't even have taste. Joseph H. Lewis, supervising editor. He directed Invisible Ghost, which we saw a long time ago with Lugosi. We've seen her before in Dead Men Walk, where George Zucco played the twins and one of them was a vampire. That was like our third or fourth movie.
Yeah. It ended in a huge fire.
Right, exactly. Yeah, she was the niece.
Not the niece.
Not the niece. The little niece. Had a Hopper became a famous, infamous Hollywood gossip columnist. We'll talk about her. Failed actress.
Do you think there was a lot of gossip surrounding this movie?
Oh, I'm sure she created a lot.
I'm liking this house model.
I know,
keep
right?
Using that.
Now, apparently, we've seen some exterior shots from the house in The Ghost Walks, which is before this, but that was very unique to this movie.
Swell night for a murder. Oh, if this rain keeps up, your polar game will be wrecked tomorrow. Looks as though we'll have to play the game in rowboats.
That'll be a new experience for you, young man, paddling your own canoe.
Don't be too hard on Cousin Tom, Jasper. He hasn't found himself yet.
It's all right, Laura. We can't all be important people. By the way, Arthur, when are they going to make you chairman of the board?
If that should happen, it won't be because I squander my time playing polo.
Ah, 2 goals for Arthur.
When they make Arthur chairman of the board, I'll sell my stock. Pass the sugar, Laura.
Wow.
Hurry up, put it down. Confound it, Laura. Do you have to spill your coffee all over me?
Oh, I couldn't help it, Jasper, with that awful thunder. I'm sure we've all been struck by lightning.
Never strikes twice in the same place, Laura. Just keep your chin up and hold on to everything.
Elvira! Elvira!
That's not true,
Don't excite
Samuel.
yourself. How many times have I...
Elvira! Elvira! Confound you,
Although it's
hurry
very
up.
set, so that was Dracula.
You're getting slower than a snail.
Yeah, that's her name, Elvira.
Come on.
Come on.
Set it down. Will you stop fussing over me? Found it, Arthur. Can't you do anything with this wife of yours?
Laura, dear.
Elvira! Bring my port. My private port.
Jasper, wine? You know what Dr. Denham said about alcohol.
What's the use of arguing with him when he's determined to dig his own grave?
Yeah, it's my grave and I have to lie in it.
Jasper, you worry me when you talk like
Why?
that.
You always worry me.
Why are we...
Darling, is there nothing I
That's
can
an
do to
angle.
please you?
Yes, leave me alone. Take it and put it in the library. Save it there instead. Confound it. Hurry up. Oh, it's got to get out.
Oh, man, that's wild, man. Bad luck.
Did he at least get those cool scars? The cool
There,
bleeding scars?
darling.
Take that blanket off of me. Confound it, that belongs on a horse.
Bringing you down here was a false alarm, Doctor. There's nothing wrong with his health. Let me take your arm, Laura. Why do you suppose he asked us down here tonight?
I can't imagine.
Must be a big disappointment to you he's not ready to kick the bucket. You look lovely in mourning.
Jasper, you know you shouldn't smoke.
That's why I do it.
Jasper ain't taking no shit from nobody.
Don't go, Elvira. What I have to say might interest you. Of course, you all know that the new state inheritance tax goes into effect tonight at midnight.
Yes, I know.
I thought you would.
Yeah, I bet
It
you.
would take
Yeah,
quite
I
a
bet.
slice out of the fortune that you expect, dear Laura, to inherit from me. Wouldn't it, Arthur?
That's unkind. Why, we never once thought about the money. It's you we're thinking about, Jasper.
I'm sure your solicitation, dear Laura, touches me. But I'm not going to make you wait until I die. Before this new tax goes into effect tonight, I'm going to make you an outright gift of $1 million.
Whoa.
Jasper, darling!
Don't do that!
Arthur! Arthur!
On behalf of Laura and myself, I want to say that. Save that speech for your next board meeting. Stop that sniveling. If I have to put up with that, you won't get anything. Don't look so sour, Elvira. There's a little gift for you, too. Though what a woman like you is going to do with $1 million is more than I know.
Why, Mr. White, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, rubbish. I know what you're saying to yourself. If I'd have married that old buzzard, I'd have got it all. Well, it was worth $1 million to have escaped that.
By the way, Elvira, are you doing anything tomorrow night?
Will you shut up, Tom?
All right, but while you're in such a benevolent mood, could you spare me a dime?
You're a good-for-nothing
Scoundrel.
What would you do with the dimes you had?
Well, I can promise I'd put it into immediate circulation.
I'm sure of that. That's why I'm giving you $1 million. Thanks,
Sally's in
Jasper.
the house. Welcome, Sally.
What are you looking so worried about, Doc? Afraid I'm going to run out of money
Yeah,
before I get to
seriously,
you?
he's definitely that crotchety
Well, I
old
have $1 million for you, too.
coot type.
Jasper, I don't know
An
how to
old
think.
coot type.
Don't think I don't know why you let me win all those cribbage games. Laura, stop that counting on your fingers. I still have $1 million left. For my other ass.
Don't tell me you found Doris Waverly.
If my attorney had found any trace of my granddaughter, she'd get it all.
Oh?
Every nickel of it.
After what her mother did to you.
She still was the only one of you worth her salt.
And it took you 20 years to find that out.
Yeah, that's why I would want to make it up to the girl for the unhappiness I caused her mother. God! That is not my private stock.
No?
No, that's the guest mine.
And who are you going to make happy with the other
Oh,
million,
don't we all want
Jasper?
to be that rich?
Your attorney?
Yes, Felix.
That's the
so
guest
there
one.
won't be anything left of my estate for you to fight over. Now may I remind you, dear, kind, loving friend, that a fool and his money are soon parted. Reserve, I've held on to mine for over 70 years.
Yes, and now you're too old to get any fun out of it.
Well, I'll get my fun watching the pack of you make idiots of yourself. Doc, you always wanted to endow a clinic. Yes. Well, now that you have the money, you'll most likely throw it away on the races. Hey, Doc, confidentially, do you think I better get a haircut before I die? Elvira, let the first smooth-talking promoter comes along, take it away from her. Arthur will possibly bamboozle Laura into giving it to him to lose in Wall Street.
Why not?
Don't do that. And you, my boy...
Oh, I'll probably get sued for $1 million, breach of promise, anything to amuse you, Jasper.
Yeah, after 12 o'clock tonight, it's yours to do with as you darn please. When Felix gets here, let me know. We'll get this thing over
I'm
with
kind of
right
confused
away.
by the
Say what you like
premise,
about
I gotta
Jasper,
say.
but he has a
Like,
heart of gold. The last time
So
he
it
was there,
seems
his
like
heart, he said it was
this
the
guy
fact.
is trying to dodge taxes by giving up his estate before it's considered an
Well, it's
inheritance.
my money, and if I want a place on the Riviera, I'm going to have it.
You'll find that I have
But
something
I
to
think
say about that.
Oh, very well, Arthur. But at least we can plan to winter in Miami, can't we?
Is that you, Felix? Yes. It's a nasty night, Jasper. Who's that with you?
Doris. Doris Waverly. Jasper, I found your granddaughter.
Oh, she's gonna get everything.
My. So, you're Doris. Why didn't you come to me before?
I never thought you wanted me. Not until I saw Mr. Felix's advertisement in the paper.
Well, well, well.
Coming out of the woodwork.
Coming out of the
Ladies and gentlemen, my granddaughter. How do you do?
Good evening.
Come, child.
Like already holding a knife behind their back, like ready to take her
Have you
out.
got the check? Yes. I have them right here.
Well, turn them up. I won't need them now. My entire fortune goes to Doris. You know, child, this is the happiest moment I've spent in 20 years.
So deflated.
You ever see a lot of hungry wolves waiting around to feast on the corpse?
No.
Well, turn around and take a look.
Jeez.
Looks like
Damn.
somebody spoiled their dinner. Ooh, you had
Hey, I'm gonna give all you guys my money. Just
How about
kidding.
a nice hot cup of coffee? Elvira,
Yes, Mr. White?
some hot coffee and a snackin'. Make it snappy.
Yes, Mr. White.
He say a snacking?
Yeah, it feels
Thanks,
worse for
Felix.
her.
I feel the need of one of these. Might as well take down your stocking, Laura. Santa Claus won't be here.
You talk as though this were a joke.
It is, only we're on the wrong end of it. Well, Doc, it looks as though that heart of gold turned out to be tobacco after all.
Your levity isn't in good taste, Dean.
Don't kid me, you needed that million. I heard you lost quite a wad on the ponies lately. What a sucker you were, Felix, letting the girl find you.
If you're reflecting on my integrity as a member of the bar, why...
Ah, tell it to a jury.
It's not fair. What right has that girl got to come here after all these years? What right has she? Oh, it's just awful.
The old devil would do something like this.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Laura.
That's the quickest $1 million I ever lost. Well, while there's life, there's hope.
Too bad she couldn't have waited until after midnight.
Yeah. Where are you going? I'm going upstairs to get acquainted with $5 million.
Are
Wow.
you sure that this girl is Doris Waverly? There can be no question of her identity. She even had letters of her mother's to prove it.
I'd like to see those letters, Felix.
That'll be all right with me. Suppose we go into the den.
Got a certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, they didn't have DNA tests at this time. That's what
Show me
you
the
get.
birth certificate.
Oh, I don't have one of those, but I've got this.
Say, how much longer are you going to keep Miss Waverly? I'd like to do a little entertaining myself.
Oh, I'll show you papers, little boy.
Uh-oh.
That music again.
That same music.
Again.
I mean, again, the smaller Poverty Row studios did not have, like, contract or in-house composers, I don't think.
Just passing around, just sharing that same song.
Pretty much. Just from the library. I mean, the later Poverty Row studios were a little better. But, yeah, these ones from the 30s, they just all draw from the same library. And it's this song.
You're going to be married. I'm going to make you Mrs. Henry Waverly, no matter what your father says.
Jasper never forgave his daughter for running off with that actor. From the day he sealed up her room, it has never been opened.
Must have been a temptation for you to get rid of these letters, Felix.
Beg your pardon?
No offense, Felix. Driving 40 miles with the girl whose safe arrival here would cost you $1 million. I don't mind saying it would have been a temptation to me.
Sounds as though you meant that.
Lot of money, $1 million these days.
You might as well know the truth. There's the telegram that came while we were at dinner.
Oh, Arthur, how could you? Arthur.
Whining won't help. That girl spoiled everything.
Oh, what are we going to do? There must be some way out.
That money would have saved us.
punching in every lightning bolt.
When we get this room changed around, you won't know it. We're going to get rid of all this heavy old stuff. We're going to get things that look like you.
It's almost a shame to do anything to this room. It's beautiful just as it is.
You like it?
Like it? I love it. After some of the places I've lived in, it's paradise.
It hasn't always been easy for you, has it, child?
Not always. But that doesn't matter now.
You could have come to me before this.
Mother wouldn't come crawling. Neither would I.
She wouldn't have had to have crawled if she'd been willing to have left your father, but she seemed to feel that her happiness was with him.
But Dad never made her very happy.
Your mother wasn't happy with your father?
Well, not exactly. But really, I shouldn't feel the way I do about him. After all, he was my father.
What is this movie's obsession with candles being in the foreground of every shot?
She'd always told me.
It's dynamic.
Oh, you gotta love a good old Poverty Row staircase.
We've been in this house before.
It looks very similar. There's a very good possibility we have been.
Arthur, what are you going to do?
Do you want everybody in the house to hear you?
Arthur! Don't do anything foolish.
Just shut your mouth before I shut it for you.
Uh-oh.
So, you know, it looks like his
If
plan
there's
is
anything
to,
else you want, just ask for it.
Oh,
Just set his granddaughter up to get murdered.
Fiddlestick.
Yes,
I mean fiddlestick. I'm an old grouch. But who wouldn't
you
be
really
with a
think
lot of
that
mummies walking
if
around?
the granddaughter gets murdered, that this old
Thanks,
guy is
Elvira.
just gonna go, well,
Oh, man.
oh well, I guess I'll just go back to my original plan.
I guess you guys
I
get
take
the
after my
money.
father.
Scat, get out!
Scat.
Never mind, Elvira. She's always sour about something. Besides, she just had a great bereavement.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So are a lot of other folks I know. Well, they at least got a good dinner out of it.
I don't understand.
You would if you knew it.
But if there's something wrong,
Everything straightened itself out the moment that you walked into this house. Nothing else can happen now.
Nothing else can happen now.
hello!
Hello?
Who's this, the real granddaughter?
Nice. Just making herself right at home.
Door's unlocked. I'll let myself in.
Oh, hello.
Where did you come from?
Well, I tried ringing the bell, but I couldn't stay out there in the rain all night.
Do you know where you are?
Are you one of the whites?
Well, would you hold that against me?
No. Which one are you?
Well, I'm the one that's no good. That's a fact. Jasper always said so. I have all the weaknesses and none of the virtues. Probably do what Jasper always said, wind up with a tin cup in my hand.
Well, you don't look as though you were suffering.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. I just lost $1 million like that.
Poor boy. Tell me, how did it happen?
A woman made a sap out of me. They're always making a sap out of me. Or trying to. That's another one of my weaknesses.
I won't take advantage of you.
Thanks.
From now on, we whites must stick together.
Just who did you say you were?
Doris, I'm Jasper White's granddaughter.
You're who?
Doris Waverly.
This is going to be interesting.
You
You
called
have
it.
no idea.
Well, I suppose you are surprised, but...
Yes, I am, but not nearly so surprised as Jasper's going to be. Say, listen, by the way, when you put on your act for him, it better be a good one.
I don't get you.
Well, you see, I happen to know you're not Doris Waverly. I saw you in Boston last week in an act at the Regent Theater.
Oh, you should cut us in Springfield. We want him there, too.
Here come two gentlemen who'll enjoy meeting you, Dr. Denham and Mr. Felix. Gentlemen, Miss Doris Waverly.
How do you do?
How do you do? Is this some more of your perverted sense of humor, young man?
It's not my idea of a joke. I can think of funnier things than belonging to the Jasper White family.
As Mr. White's attorney, you'll understand my interest in your unexpected
What's up,
appearance,
James?
Miss
Welcome.
Waverly.
That's okay with me.
Where'd you come from?
Boston. Just played a week at the Regent. Too bad you didn't catch the act. Do you good to relax.
An actress, eh? What brought you here?
The great Laval.
Who?
Joe Laval, my partner in the vaudeville act. We ran out of gas down the road. He ought to be here any minute.
And that is gonna take us to our first break. Well, we're a third of the way through One Frightened Night. What are we thinking so far, Evan?
I'm really enjoying this so far. It's
moving pretty fast.
It is, and maybe it's just this director, but it does this remind you of Scared to Death a little bit, like just a little?
Yeah, I could kind of see just in like this house where people are just showing up and there's a lot of tension and you're trying to like figure out what's gonna happen, like what is, because there hasn't been a murder yet, you know, we don't know, but you're like waiting for something to happen.
Well, you know what it is for me is unlike a lot of old dark house movies that we've seen, what we're getting in this, it's a lot closer, and I feel like they're giving the characters more like
motivation
room to breathe. Like the characters feel more defined. They're kind of having fun in this one.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, right? There's a sense of fun, right? Like kind of a breeziness to an extent. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And I mean, what do you know, like you said, that opening shot with the, they made an impression with how they came in the title sequence.
Yeah, there's a style to it, a showmanship.
Yeah, and so I definitely appreciate that. Also shooting through the candles, which is, I think, a little ridiculous, but I think I'm about it. Yeah, and already like a good little twist here in the beginning.
I mean, yeah, it's as far as the plots of these movies go, I think it's interesting.
Yeah,
we got a fake granddaughter in the mix.
Although
we haven't had that before, right? We haven't had like an imposter also locked in the house, have we?
Not quite. So if you'll remember, I think it was actually about a year ago, we saw The 13th Guest, which was the one where in the opening the woman came into the house and this is the opening scene, so she's murdered, but and they think she's the granddaughter, but she's not really there's another, so kind of have that theme of imposter grandchild. I think it's kind of again, the murder mystery genre is, the tropes are kind of well worn. I mean, between literature and then film, right? Which the writer of the story was a mystery author. What is this? Stuart Palmer, who wrote these Miss Withers mysteries. Miss Withers was like an American Miss Marple in the 20s, I think.
Like a Nancy Drew.
Yeah, but like she was described as like a middle-aged spinster school teacher. Like that's the word that's their word is spinster, not my word. A spinster school teacher who solves mysteries. So, again, when you're writing that kind of, pulp mystery, I mean, I don't know if that's really pulp, but it's generic, right? Yeah. There's, so you're probably going over the tropes pretty extensively. So we've gotten that so far. But, I mean, again, like you said, there's something to the performances and the pacing and everything.
Yeah, and maybe it's the actors, but I've really enjoyed, like, the old guy.
I was going to say, is this the worst air we've ever had, just in terms of how awful, like, a person he is? Like, unashamedly, unabashedly awful?
Just on his sleeve, man. He just ripped away the hopes and dreams of like a room full of people and just like could not give less of a shit about it.
Because in something like The Cat and the Canary, was it the person alive or were they dead by the time all the heirs got there? I can't really remember. In some of the ones with families and heirs, sometimes the person's already dead when everybody arrives for the reading of the will. So it is interesting to have him alive here and also just be so like, well, you can have my money unless this crazy thing happens. Ha, I guess you're not getting your money. Like,
gotcha.
I mean, he told him. He said, well,
to be fair, he told him.
He did. So, yeah, I mean, and it's got a lot of movement so far in this first third. So we'll see. And I know for a fact that we've got a actor that will be familiar to us appearing here right off the top in the second part.
Right? Yeah, we haven't gotten our Oz connection, have we?
Oh well, no, we have. Uncle Henry is played by Charley Grapewin, who is Jasper.
Oh, okay, gosh.
The crotchety old man.
Okay.
He's much more reserved in The Wizard of Oz 4 years after tonight's movie.
That must be why.
Yeah, well, because he's just kind of standing behind Auntie M and doing this with his suspenders and scratching his head, not really saying very much. And that cartoon didn't even have Auntie M and Uncle Henry. I don't know if they were.
That cartoon didn't even have the lion. Did it even have the witch?
No witch.
Just a wizard.
Just the wizard being a dick, much like
yeah.
Jasper.
There's wizards.
So that's the wizard connection.
You think Jasper's a wizard?
Yeah. I mean, clearly he's a financial wizard.
Wizards.
I mean, yeah, Jasper is a pretty wild lead. So I think that begs the question. Maybe we can answer this after the break. We can do it now, but maybe wait. But like, who's gonna get murdered?
Yeah, that's.
Well, let's ponder on it.
And
then when we come back from the break, we will.
There's got to be at least one.
Dissect it a little more. At least one, you would hope. I mean, this is post-code, so they're not going to be as liberal with the body count as when we watched the Drums of Jeopardy, which I think the body count must have been like 6,
it was
7, like high. More than just 1 or 2.
Dropping left and right.
Yeah, I mean, any more than 1 or 2 is like you're just exponentially, and yeah, there are a lot. So that was pre-code. You could be a little more liberal with how many bodies are dropping. Now, maybe get 1 or 2, but we'll talk about who that could be after the break. And again, like I said, this is from Mascot Pictures, who serials was kind of their main thing. They actually didn't make their first feature film until 1932, which was like 3 years before this. Like, they started in the 20s and they right off the bat just made serials. And their serials were really popular. Again, we saw The Whispering Shadow with Lugosi and The Phantom Empire with singing cowboy Gene Autry.
Yeah.
And again, remember that serial was the introduction of the singing cowboy. Like that wasn't a trope that had really been tried before, and they did it in this Western sci-fi serial about under a cowboy's ranch being this underground city, and pretty fun. Yeah,
it was. Yeah, radium and robots,
right?
Death rays and
if you don't remember, you remember fondly, and you want a little recap, well, you're in luck, because the trailer for this break is, I guess, original trailer for the serial, and it's 5 minutes long.
Okay,
so
great.
The whole break.
We can reminisce.
So we can, yes, you'll get to see the robots, and we'll get to see, the Thunder Riders and the Junior Thunder Riders and Queen Tika, and of course Gene, and some of his silly songs. So, I mean, I'm taking a trip down memory lane. Love to see it. Anything before we go to the break? Oh wait, sorry.
Whoa!
My big fat fingers.
You press that fat finger down.
All right. Well, we're gonna get these two trailers, and then when we come back, we'll get into the exciting middle of One Fright Night. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Radio Ranch is on the air. This is Gene Autry offering another broadcast. Let's go! Now when I want my breeches pressed and want my clothes to look the best, I call on Oscar. That's me. I call on Oscar. I'm Oscar. And if my saddle needs some soap, I know the guy that's got the dope. I call on Pete. I'm Pete. I call on Pete. Yes, sir. Now there's nothing I tell you that these fellows cannot do. If I want the moon or a star or two, I call on Oscar. That's mine. I call on Pete. I've been there. Won't you take off your helmet and get a breath of real air?
So, you're the sprout from which circus people spring. I'm a girl.
I'm no sprout.
Tell me, what do you think of Murania?
You remind me of someone I've read about.
It's the ugly Duchess. Oh.
me, they'll never get out alive.
The prisoner is in the death chamber. All is prepared.
Build up 200,000 volts for the death chamber. Execute.
The armament room, quick! The Thunder Guard is being attacked by a surface man's airship. Dispatch an aerial torpedo at once, guide it to the airship's destruction.
Yes, Your Majesty.
My disintegrating, atom-smashing machine will be capable of destroying the universe.
We'll get out of control here! No! No!
And we are back. So that was the trailer for The Phantom Empire. And as Evan
Gene
pointed...
Autry in that?
See, we were not in the room during the part of
Okay.
the trailer that played Gene singing one of the like, I'm blah blah blah, I'm blah blah blah,
I'm
like
singing
dun, dun, dun,
cowboy.
dun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was something like that. But yeah, and
It
Evan
did show the ending.
pointed out it showed the ending. It showed a lot of the best parts of the entire serial. So I guess trailers really haven't changed very much, have they? Big time spoilers. But that serial was, as advertised, entirely different. You know, like entirely the first of its kind.
Yeah. They said it's different.
Yeah.
We've got a singing cowboy.
Singing cowboy.
We got robots.
Going underground. Yeah, with all these top hat, fedora wearing robots. That's right. How could we forget? All of our serials have people wearing fedoras, even this sci-fi western, except the people you would not expect to be wearing fedoras were robots.
I can't remember. Did you tell me that Phantom Empire, or was it something else, was based on the Mound?
There was some. It might have been that. I think there was some kind of. Because didn't we have?
We've talked about it, but I cannot remember.
Well, like a couple weeks ago, there was an actor, or maybe it was Drums of Jeopardy. There was an actor who was the guy that came up with the story for the Phantom Empire. And he said that whenever he was getting dental work and he was under gas, he said that's when he, but that there was some influence, I think, from like.
Okay, so maybe he read that story or something.
I think so. I'm
When
not.
he went to the dentist.
Yeah, right, exactly. There has to be some kind of through line there. I'm not quite sure. I need to connect the dots a little more. But yeah, so I mean, we enjoyed that story. We also enjoyed The Whispering Shadow.
Of course.
You know, anything with a lot of Lugosi, which I had a fair amount. I mean, Evan was very. I always love how invested you were in the mystery of.
That was the most attention I think I've ever paid on this show.
I mean, you were watching every mini-sode twice.
I was.
You were watching
I was doing my homework, man. I was trying to keep up.
And then would you say that the ultimate revelation was disappointing? No spoilers, but would you say you were disappointed?
Well, I didn't call it.
That's true. I certainly didn't call it up to, up to then. And then when it happens, you're like,
so go check out Phantom Empire.
yeah, I mean, at least check out our watch Evan's journey through the mystery-filled antics of whatever that guy's name was, who's just always scrapping and fighting and
wouldn't you know it? I don't even remember now.
I see, can't remember his name.
Yeah,
you gotta love those serials, man. But that's how Mascot made their money, and literally the year that tonight's movie came out was the same year that the studio basically like got absorbed into Republic Pictures, which like took like three other like Poverty Row studios, mashed them all together and created a new one that was slightly bigger but still wasn't like as big as the majors. And so
I think his name was Kickman. He had that kick going on.
Right, that's right, of course. Kickman. Yeah, he did do that kind of fly, he had
like a flying kick. He had like a signature move.
He
which
did
I
always
really appreciate.
kind of fly through. I forgot. Anytime he had to charge into some bumbling henchman or, any kind of villain, yeah, he went in. I mean, and those serials were big money makers. They really were. Like, that's why Mascot basically only did serials. And so when Republic was created, they like basically kept doing what Mascot was doing. They kept making a bunch of serials on top of movies, and they like were the biggest Poverty Row studio all through like the 30s and the 40s. And they made a few horror movies. Not really anything to write home about. I think they talk about them in the Poverty Row Horrors book. But this is definitely, I mean, tonight's film, like we said, it's been pretty solid so far.
Yeah, definitely been a fun ride so far.
And the big question that we asked before we went into the break is, who is going to get whacked?
Yeah.
Who do you think it's going to be?
Well, we've got one too many Dorises. That's her name, right? The granddaughter. We've got one too many granddaughters. So,
yep.
Of them?
Too many Waverleys. Yeah, it seems like there's one to spare, right? I mean, one to spare, so we'll see. But I mean, it's I either her or Jasper.
Yeah.
I think Jasper's.
But then they'd have to
pissed.
pay taxes.
That's true. I guess it wouldn't work. I don't know. I don't understand the whole scheme here. Okay, I don't do taxes very well. Don't get this.
I'm a horror movie guy, not a tax guy.
That's right. But hey, maybe we'll get into a little more tax information here in the second part. But anything else before we get into the exciting middle, Evan?
I think my question is, are we just gonna have the one body? What's our over-under?
That it's more than one?
Yeah, more than one.
I'd certainly like it to be more than one.
I'm thinking... I'm going to go over. I'm thinking like 60%, two bodies.
Two bodies. Okay. I'd be cool with that. I'd be happy with two bodies. My hopes are not high. I'll just say that.
Okay.
I mean, but
I'm being optimistic. We'll see.
We'll see. On that note, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting middle of One Frightened Night right now. So where we left off, second, Mrs. Waverly came in, and this is her acting partner or showbiz partner who brought her to the house.
Is that so? And so, after all these years, you suddenly take it into your mind to visit your grandfather.
Now you're catching on. Now, if you don't mind telling Mr. White.
Oh, let me do it. I can hardly wait.
Pardon me, madam. What are you made up for, Lady Macbeth?
What do you want?
In case you have to know, I'm seeking the whereabouts of one Doris Waverly.
Who are you?
Don't you know who I am? I am the
Don't
master
you know
of
who he
Legerdemain,
is? We've seen him
the
in
great
like
Laval,
3
the
movies.
world's greatest magician. Prestidigitator. Now you see it, and now you don't.
He was the lead in the Rogues
I'll be with you in a
Tavern,
minute, babe.
newspaper guy.
Oh, okay.
And he was also a newspaper guy
Say,
in the
what
8
kind of a
Man,
one-night stand is
which was
this we've
back in
walked into?
season 1. Wallace Ford.
Who's the brother act?
A couple of nice boys, Joe. They've just given me a marvelous reception.
Well, always glad to meet my public.
Revelio.
Gentlemen.
We're going to have to do a replay.
Have one on me. Now you see it. Now you know.
For Easter next week. Of, Revelio in the tomb.
Deaf and dumb, both of them.
But I'm not hungry.
Well, you better have
Probably a
something.
soundbite in that
Have a
one,
cup
too.
of this coffee.
Oh,
You better
for
drink it while
sure.
it's hot.
Thanks.
Come in.
Excuse me, Jasper.
Well, what do you want?
There's a surprise package waiting for you downstairs.
Well, let it wait.
All right, I'll tell her.
Tell who?
She calls herself Doris Waverly.
2.
What do you mean? That's ridiculous.
I'll be right down.
Why should anyone want to impersonate me?
There's a very good reason, but don't you worry about it. You wait here.
What do you mean, why would anyone?
Okay, Miss $5 million. Huh, I wonder
You'd
why.
better come over here right away. Yes. Goodbye.
He looks like the kind of guy that would call the police. He was the villain in
Not
a
only
few
that,
Little
you
Rascals.
don't hold any use to cop my act. I suppose you're magician enough, Mr. Laval, to get yourself out
He
of
ran an
anything.
orphanage in
You
one.
take the very words right
He's
out of
up
my mouth.
against Spanky.
Ever try getting yourself out of jail?
Is this your card? It's the same trick. He just did it twice in a row.
This is the
He's
young
only
lady.
got one
Yeah.
bit.
Who are you?
They call me One Trick
You, I
Philly.
mean. This gentleman is a friend of the young woman, Mr. Laval. The great Laval. A variety magician. Vaudeville. Artist.
Well, I want to speak to this young lady alone.
As your attorney, Jasper, don't you think that I had better...
I said alone. Get out. All of you. Get. Go on.
Skip.
I said all of you.
I'll be standing right off stage in case you need me.
Nice.
You say that you are my granddaughter.
Well, that's what Mother always told me.
Well, why haven't you visited me before this?
Well, it's the first time our booking ever took us near Boston.
Why did you pick out this particular night to come here?
If you're sorry, I wish I hadn't. I only came because Mother asked me to, before she died.
Oh, this mother of yours. She thought that I would leave you my money.
Your money? Why, I wouldn't touch a penny of it. I've never had to beg for a living.
Then why did you come here?
I don't know now. I knew what you'd be like, and that's just what you are, only more so. No wonder Mother ran away.
To marry
Don't you say a word against my father. He was the grandest
Oh,
man
this
who
is
ever
definitely
lived.
the real grandmother.
And I think you're the most hateful old thing I've ever seen.
He knows.
Wait.
Oh, I've had enough. I shouldn't have let Joe talk me into coming here.
Oh, it was his idea, eh? The Monte Bank.
You needn't sneer at him. He's been everything to me my father would have been if he'd lived. And what's more, Joe's an artist.
A trickster. And why should I believe any different of you? Why should I believe that you are Doris Waverly when I know the real Doris Waverly is upstairs?
I don't care what she calls herself, but if she says she's Doris Waverly, it's a lie.
Are you willing to tell her that?
I'd enjoy it.
Well, come on.
Uh-oh, we got a showdown. We're gonna get a cat and the canary fight?
Or are we gonna get a, I don't know which one to shoot, which one's the real Doris?
Uh-oh. I feel like first Doris is about to get it. Uh-oh.
It's the bat. Jump movies.
Nice. Scream. Cue scream. I said cue scream. Luring
Well,
us
I don't know
into
who she thinks she is, but I know who I am.
If she's in here, you can tell it to her. Doris! Doris! Doris!
What's the matter, Captain?
This door wasn't locked when I left here. Go on, bring it over.
Go on. Dang, he really did. Why is the room so dark?
What's the matter with that?
He's dead.
That's one.
Because she knew the real Doris Waverly was downstairs and decided it was the only way out.
Well, if she drank poison, why is the cup in her right hand when I know she was left-handed?
Well, if it wasn't suicide, why was the door locked on the inside? Nobody could come in.
Your balcony joins the one to this room, Arthur. Did you or Laura hear anything?
Not until I heard the scream.
You needn't mind that, Elvira. Supposing she did poison herself, she wouldn't have put poison in the coffee pot. If the analysis shows any trace of poison, it wasn't suicide. It was murder.
Oh.
And the person who killed her is in this room.
Okay, there we go. Great, perfect. I was hoping we get one of these shots.
Gotta love the, and they're in this room.
And then cue long
our
pan.
suspects.
Save your time, Sheriff. You won't find any cyanide in my bag.
Wow.
How'd you know it was cyanide? The coroner corroborated his diagnosis.
Aha.
Then what's this?
Castor oil.
Got him.
You're lucky it wasn't you up there in that room instead of that other girl.
Meaning what?
Don't you know that whoever killed that girl thought she was Doris Waverly?
Well, that sort of puts me on the spot, doesn't it?
And every minute you spend under this roof, that clock may be ticking your life away.
You're not trying to tell me it means anything to you, are you?
You might be surprised if I were to tell you how much it could mean to me.
I know how much it means to you. You'll be $1 million richer.
Why don't you do your disappearing act?
That's an idea at that. Come on, we're bowing out of this show right now.
Swell. I'll drive you wherever you want to go.
Save your gas, buddy. That guy gets in my hair. What kind of a song and dance has he been giving you now?
He's nice, Joe.
Who wouldn't be with a girl waiting for $5 million to be dropped in her lap?
You don't think I'm waiting for that?
I'll say you're not.
I've saw a lot of women in half my time, but that dame upstairs was no fake. We're exiting.
Without saying goodbye?
Stick around this morgue long enough for them to say goodbye to you with flowers. Come on. So long, Hopshot. Sorry I have to walk out on you.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Nobody leaves this house. Sheriff's orders.
Say, if that small-town sheriff thinks he's booking us on this bill...
Don't get tough, Laval.
The great Laval for you.
Now, look here, officer.
Tell it to
Okay,
this
this turning into scared to death. We have a magician. We have a full cop running around the house. Okay, this is all starting to
Doing
get
it, ain't
very
I?
familiar.
I told you I'd send for you when I wanted you.
If anybody else is going to get carried out of this morgue, it's not going to be Doris. I'm walking
Talking
out of
about
here
a
right
morgue.
now.
Running out, eh?
I said walking, Constable. Never run the exit.
Another crack out of you and I'll jail you for contempt.
If you do, I'll have you arrested for impersonating an officer.
Now, look here, Laval.
The great Laval.
Listen, Jasper, you can't expect this girl to risk staying here after
Laval
what's
was the
happened.
name
But you heard her get away now.
I was coming to that.
the
girl's not
woman
Doris Waverly.
used
So she knows why Doris
when she
Waverly was
was
killed.
on stage.
Why, you nasty
Laura
little
Laval.
mouthpiece. I'll knock you fatter than a free sheet, Chief.
Easy you or I'll slap the bracelets on you.
Keep your cuffs in your pocket, Dr. Watson. I only do my escape act when I get paid for it.
You won't get yourself out of this so easily.
Keep your
Still
cuffs
claiming
in
you're
your
Doris
pockets, Dr.
Waverly, eh?
Watson.
I won't be talked to like this by you or anybody else.
Is that a rap lyric?
You've got a pretty sharp tongue, young
Could be.
woman.
And where do you suppose she gets it, you nitwits? She's her mother all over again. Give me a child. I knew that you were my granddaughter from the very moment you said I was the most hateful old thing you had ever met.
I wouldn't have said that if
I wanted to see how far you really would go. You went a little farther.
I'm sorry.
I suppose I had it coming to me, but no one else ever had the spunk to do it before.
If this is your granddaughter, then who's the other girl?
An imposter, brought here by someone who knew she would get my entire estate. That doesn't explain those letters that proved that she was Doris Waverly. They're very convincing, Jasper. You'll see for yourself.
I guess she'll know. They're from her mother.
They're not here.
Copping my stuff, huh? Now let's see you pull them out of your hat.
You saw me put them back? I was showing them to the doctor while you were upstairs.
That's right. I suppose those letters just put on their hats and coats and went out for a walk.
They might even have been cremated. Are you sure those letters weren't forgeries, Felix? Are you accusing me?
No, I was just thinking that someone might have tried to substitute an imposter so they could get 5 million instead of 1. Mr. Felix, how did you meet the dead girl?
I advertised for her, naturally.
So you advertised for her. You didn't by any chance kill that girl?
Why, this is intolerable. I, who stand before you with an unsullied record, a man whose whole career exemplifies the highest ideals of his profession.
Don't forget to bring in Lincoln and Gettysburg.
Surely, Jasper, you do
Zing.
not doubt my integrity.
I don't trust you any more than I do Denham.
No?
No, you look too innocent.
Dr. Denham did not look so innocent when he was alone with me. He admitted it would be a temptation to have kept that girl from arriving here.
Very interesting, Mr. Felix. But it wasn't I who took that cup of poisoned coffee to the girl's room. I was coming to that. What about this
Big
Elvira?
Curly Howard.
Your hearing can't be as good as it used to be, Elvira. Come in.
You're definitely a suspect, Elvira. Get your butt in here.
The rest of you can go. I'll call you when I want you.
Jasper, I'd better stay to protect your interests.
You better get
Oh my
busy
God,
protecting
dude,
your
they're
own.
totally
Go on, get out,
flipping
get
the
out.
script.
All of you.
The maid did it.
You
Whoa!
run away. Don't touch the
Oh
shell
my
too far.
God,
Don't
no
you let her
way.
out of your sight.
I won't.
You're a dear.
Stop
So
that.
the butler was the
Get her out of
maid.
here.
I thought I was a magician, but she's got too much on the ball for me.
What's that?
Making
Yeah,
a
Bailey
human
goes
being out of an
season
old buzzard like you.
Why, you-
Easy now, Pop. I'm going to solve this murder for you.
Pull it out of your hat, eh?
Wrong again, Oscar. That's where the little Easter bunnies come from. Okay, Elmer, it's your witness.
Somebody get this guy out of here.
Sit down.
Unnecessarily complicating this process.
You needn't be afraid if you have nothing to conceal.
Oh, it's you. Give me another piece of paper, will you? Thank you very much. Just one. Some tobacco. Watch very closely.
What? What is it?
There you are. You see them?
Did he just roll a cigarette like that? All right, that was totally
I believe you, Elvira.
unnecessary.
Sure. But why did you poison the coffee?
I didn't do it.
Who did then?
Magic.
I don't know.
You took the coffee to the girl's room?
Regular
You
goblin.
hated her, didn't you? Didn't you?
Yes, I hated her. Why shouldn't I?
Oh, I knew I'd get it out of her. You want to write your own confession?
I'm not confessing anything.
She can't confess to something she didn't do.
Oh, protecting her. Is that it, Mr. White?
Oh, don't be any more of an idiot than you can help, Sheriff. Even if Elvira did poison the coffee, she never choked that girl until she was insensible, and then forced that coffee down her throat to make it look like suicide. Oh, it took a man to do that.
How do you know all about this?
I don't. But whoever committed the murder made the mistake of placing the cup in her right hand when I know she was left-handed.
You know more about this than you're telling.
Elvira knows more than she's telling. Who did it? You're shielding him, Elvira. And you're protecting him.
I know.
You made the mistake a moment ago when the sheriff asked you who did it, and you hesitated and thought twice before you said you didn't know.
Well, that makes her an accessory after the fact. Come on. You're going with me.
No, I'll tell you. I heard them talking in their room.
Heard who?
The proctors. She was excited. She told him she was afraid of something he was going to do. Then he told her to shut her mouth before anyone heard her.
She's lying.
No.
It's a lie, you. Maybe you'd like to kill her the way you killed that other girl.
I had nothing to do with it. I never left my room.
What was it your wife was afraid you'd do?
I never said a thing. Oh, yes, you did, Laura Proctor. You were talking there as fast as you could. You're making it up, every word of it.
Have you forgotten that that room was locked from the inside?
Have you forgotten that the balcony outside of your room leads to that room?
No, you would like to pin it on me, wouldn't you? You've always hated me ever since I married into your family.
That's Laura's misfortune, not mine.
That's all for you.
I should think it might be. Accused of murder. Not knowing what will happen next.
If I had anything to say about it, there'd be plenty happening.
Threatening, eh?
Arthur, dear, I told you to be careful.
Oh, so he did do something that you didn't want him to do. That's all for you, Mr. Proctor. I'll talk to you later. But Mrs. Proctor is going to answer a few questions right now.
You're not going to bulldoze my wife? She doesn't know any more about this than I do.
Well, that ought to be plenty. Outside, Proctor. Now, you're going to make it a lot easier for yourself if you tell the truth now.
You'll never make me talk.
A remarkable woman. She won't talk.
All right, I'm liking that dolly. Zoom, well, not a zoom,
Just the same, I don't understand how you
Yep.
happened to come here on this particular night.
That's what he said, but I didn't know what he meant. Are you sorry, too?
What are you talking about?
Grandfather. You know, he's a strange sort, isn't he? I really think he'd be a swell person if you could get to know him.
Well, don't I rate any attention? You know, I'm not such a bad sort either when you get to know me.
He said not to trust you too far.
Now listen, Doris.
Ah, that's far enough.
You seem to be more afraid of me than anything else in this house.
I'm not afraid.
I want to take you out of here.
But I promised him I'd stay. Besides, this show isn't over yet.
That's just what I mean. You're in danger here, Doris. I'd never forgive myself if anything happened to you.
Really? Well, there's nothing small time about the way you work.
Listen, if you think this is an act I'm putting
Remember your weakness. You'll get over it in the morning.
All right. If that's the way you feel about it, I won't bore you any longer.
Nice.
Tom!
You're not afraid, are you?
Well, I guess I've played tougher houses than this.
Just the same, I'll be back.
What are you up to, Tom? You're up to something. I can just see it. Yep. What? Is there a mummy back there? What the hell? Come on, why don't we work in a mummy's curse thing? What are we doing? Heads? What? What?
You know, all these rich people things.
Hell yeah, man. They just went to the prop department and got all this weird shit out. Oh. And that is gonna take us to our second break. Well, we're 2/3 of the way through One Frightened Night. What are we thinking so far, Evan?
I think Sears has got a good point.
Yeah,
she could have. Yeah, she's just too frightened. She's so frightened she didn't scream.
Yeah, it's funny that, you know, that last bit was really the most kind of action in terms of all Dark House stuff that we've gotten so far.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a sucker for shadow work.
Oh,
Anytime
yeah.
that you've
Yeah,
got shadow work.
We're doing the old Dark House thing now.
Yeah, the shutters are slamming, the wind is
We're
blowing.
creeping around. We're hearing that same music we've heard before.
A billion times, yeah. It is so funny, this stock music popping up in every Poverty Row mystery that we watch. But
it almost feels like tongue-in-cheek.
right, in a way, yeah. It's, which I think tonight's movie, you know, I don't know that it's intentionally trying to really subvert anything here. But, you know, I mean, there's obviously an attempt to be funny, right? I don't know that everything's really landing, but they're certainly trying. And, you know, again, I felt like after the cops came in, things kind of slowed down a little bit. You know, after the murder, everything kind of slowed down a little bit. But
yeah,
they're keeping it. I mean, I don't know who did it. You know, like, you know, obviously Tom looks pretty suspicious right now, but somebody's the red herring. There's got to be one. So we'll see. Obviously, Elvira is a pretty big contender for red herring, as we've talked about with butlers and servants.
Yeah, there's your subversion.
Right, yeah. It's
not the butler. We don't have a butler.
Nope, we don't. So this movie really flips the script.
If this guy's so rich, He's got a mummy. He doesn't have a butler.
Right. I mean, just Elvira. He just wants to torture Elvira and put all this.
I mean, honestly, that seems in character.
Yeah. I mean, he is not a nice guy. Jasper, we discussed it already. Jasper's a douche.
You don't get to have $5 million by being a nice guy.
That's a good point. That's very true. Nobody accumulates wealth without making a few enemies. And Jasper has no problem insulting his own family and, turning all of them against him. But, yeah, I mean, everybody's kind of playing it, pretty, in a way that I can't really tell who it is, but we'll see. I'm not really liking Wallace Ford's character here. He's kind of seems unnecessary, this magician.
A bit, yeah.
For what? Why do we need a magician? I don't.
So he can pull. What has he been pulling out? Like a rabbit's foot?
Oh, is that what that?
I don't know. Is it a cotton ball?
Something. I don't know. He
Pulling
does
something out of.
There's a lot of sleight
places.
of hand magic, which it's all magic sleight. I mean, I don't know.
It's like he's what do you call it? A close-up.
Close-up magician.
Close-up magician.
Maybe.
Get into that like street magic.
Right. I mean, again, he's no David Blaine. Okay. But I mean, usually Wallace Ford's pretty. I mean,
maybe they're gonna kill him.
I mean, he seems pretty disposable at the moment. So, Evan, we can only hope that we're gonna get more than one body. We got one, so
we got the one.
We're halfway there. We only need one more. So
I'm liking this mutated grandson theory.
Maybe it's a mutated grandson. That's Sears. Hey, that would be a twist. That'd be a really good twist. So we will see. I mean, again, don't put it past Christy Cabine, whatever. Don't put it past him. I mean, remember the big twist at the end of Scared to Death, which Mrs. Williams in Scared to Death was played by the same actress who played Queen Tika in The Whispering Shadows. So, Scared to Death just brings everything back around, It's the perfect connecting point. And, so the trailers that we're going to get for this...
Speaking of connecting points.
The trailers we're going to get for this break are, again, 2 films directed by Christy. I'm so thrown by the pronunciation of his name not being what I thought it was forever. Like it's
Ilana's got a point.
It's killing me.
Ilana's got a point.
Well, Ilana, I guess I can't argue with that. I really can't. We've had 2 bodies.
We'll send it up to the ref.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have some judge's review on that. I love how game show, like the way that like Jeopardy has like judges behind the scenes that you like never see, and if some decision or some answer is like so controversial, well, we've got to consult the judges.
Yeah. I feel like I was watching Celebrity Jeopardy recently, and I feel like they actually showed the judges.
Oh, do they?
And they're just sitting just like in the foreground, like right where you just can't see them usually.
Well, that would make sense that they're there all along. They're just
watching.
Well, it makes sense.
It's a lot less exciting than I liked it when I just imagined they were somewhere like in another room, or like they're like up somewhere looking down.
Right, yeah, and they're like kind of like the pit bosses in Vegas, right?
I was thinking like the guy in Deal or No Deal.
Well, yeah, like the dealer,
the
that's
dealer.
pretty good. That's right, yeah, pretty much exactly like that. Yeah.
Alex Trebek called. He's offering you a deal. He's gonna give you $200,000 to go home.
Well, and then Alex Trebek is gonna get a call about buying some Tasmanian sod.
Like it's cash on delivery, pal.
And he's gonna be put on a party line.
Someone's yanking around the phone.
Somebody's just jerking around on the phone lines. Yeah, if you don't know about Alex Trebek's history with Longmont Potion Castle, look it up. It's amazing. But the two trailers we're gonna get for this break are from the director of tonight's film. The first is The Mummy's Hand from 1940, either 40 or 41. I think it's 41. And that kind of resurrected the Mummy franchise at the time. Like, the Karloff movie had come out like 9 years before, and they didn't make another one. And so it was a reboot. It's like not the same Mummy. But it's got comic relief from Wallace Ford, who is the comic relief in tonight's movie. And there's a magician in that one too. What the hell? All right, I'm just really starting to realize that, they say every director has their own trademarks, but even down to these Poverty Row directors, we're finding that old Christie just has a thing for magicians. I don't know what it is. This is wild. I never realized all these, because The Mummy's Hand was one that I, like, as a kid watched, and I enjoyed it because of the comedy. And Wallace Ford is, like, actually really funny in that. But it's a kind of one of the first horror movies where the mummy is just kind of a side character and just kind of a henchman for, the high priests. And so he's just kind of going around trying to get Tana fluid, killing people, trying to get more Tana fluid. And he wants to get Oxynomon. Why can I not say her name? Anyway.
Axolotl.
Yeah, however you say it. Oxynomon. The princess, let's just say that. That it's not like Boris Karloff, where he's like mummy for 2 minutes and then shriveled up mummy who can speak eloquently for the other 70. So the mummy's just kind of, he's got the limp and he's a little slow and all that. But it's a fun movie. And then the other trailer is, of course, Scared to Death. I mean, it would be remiss, right?
Right.
Yeah, I've got some movie memorabilia that I don't know if I've showed that I think I might break out after the break because it's relevant.
Yeah.
So since we've already done the movie, that I didn't have the memorabilia then. So since we're talking so much about Scared to Death,
got a little show and tell.
I'll share it after the break. So we're gonna get these two trailers from some movies. I'm just gonna call them Old Christie. With some movies from Old Christie. And then when we come back, we'll get into this exciting conclusion of One Frightened Night. So stick around. We'll be right back.
He's alive! Let me go! Let me go!
Do you mind if I say I think you're a swell person?
Hmm? You're very beautiful. So beautiful, I'm going to make you immortal.
Hey, where's the girl?
Well, you'll never see her again.
I'll give you 3 to tell me where she is. I'm not kidding.
If you were to kill me, you're leaving at large a monster that only I can control.
understand you're not unaware of my position in this house.
Well, maybe you can tell us about it.
I'm being kept a prisoner here against my will. I'm alone and friendless. They're trying to destroy my mind, Mr. Lee. By innuendo and indirection, they're trying to make me believe I've done something dreadful in the past.
Perhaps I can explain, Mr. Lee. We don't believe there's anything wrong with Laura now. But we are sure something will happen to her mind if she continues to live under this strain.
Just as I told you, they're behind it. Can't I make that clear to you? They spend all their time trying to terrify me.
Happening is right.
Just put the blindfold on, and you will know the truth.
No!
And we are back. So those are the trailers for The Mummy's Hand and Scared to Death, which again, everybody knows, one of my favorites. And so, I know, we have to have that soundbite. I'm so glad you brought it up, Evan. And, you know, I said I have a little movie memorabilia. So I got this after we watched Scared to Death, but I was like, let's see what's out there. And so I got this, which is a press book, an original press book for Scared to Death. And I have taken it out of the plastic. I think I've thought about making a video where I go through it, and you can find it online. So if you want to see what's inside it, you can look. But, you know, of course, there's the green mask, which isn't really green, right on the front. So you gotta love that, right?
It's
but
really cool.
Yeah, I mean, and it's you know, I don't buy a lot of movie memorabilia. This was, I mean, it was like under $100. So, you know, like there's a few of these floating around out there and they're not too expensive. So I was like, hey, let's do it. And so
I like that. You know, your favorite movie, you own a little piece of it.
Well, I'd love to get a poster, but an actual poster for it is like way out of my price range. But this was right in my price range, and so I'm gonna have to do a separate video where I actually like
that would be cool. You should do that.
Unplastic it.
Yeah. You gotta get out the archivist's gloves.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's a very precious item. I mean, no, like when I did take it out before. I mean, you can tell it's just very like fine, right? And so I don't want to just, you know, I want to just leave it in its plastic and its cardboard and a flat space where it's safe. Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know what you do? You get another one.
Oh, well, that's true.
It doesn't matter if that one gets damaged.
If the duplicate gets damaged, because I've got a mint one.
You got doubles.
I've got doubles. Why not triples? I mean, triples is best, as we know. Yeah, no, I mean, y'all know how it is when, like Evan said, when you really like a movie and you can, especially when it's an older movie and you can get your hands on something. And, you know, it's a press book, so it has, you know, a synopsis and little newspaper articles, you know, press stuff that you can put in local newspapers.
Yeah.
Gimmicks that aren't really very good, but there are a few gimmicks with Scared to Death. And, yeah. Just
UV light protection. What's the SPF on that card?
That's a great question. If I get it tested and it's anything lower than 100, I'm really upset. But yeah, we're you know, we really enjoyed that. I don't know. I was gonna ask this earlier. Would you call Scared to Death an Old Dark House movie?
Gosh, yeah, I was just thinking about that watching that trailer, and I mean, kinda. Right? Like
Yeah.
It takes place in this one house.
Right. Like it's not necessarily a dark and stormy night.
No,
you know?
not really.
But it's still.
It's like a weird and dreamy night because of the way it's like framed.
Because we're really getting the whole story from a body on the slab in a morgue. Like, I love how insane that whole frame story is. So. Soundbite coming soon.
Oh, that's sick, Alana. Does anybody else own any movie merchandise?
Oh, okay, Alana, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let us know if you're. I mean, again, you know, we're all movie fans here. We're all cinephiles, right? Any chance to own any kind of memorabilia, if it's in your price range and you have the money to. In my case, it was a bid. I was like bidding, but luckily there weren't too many people bidding on it. So
not an in-demand item.
No, but again, you know, it's press books. I think are usually kind of cheap, but then when you start going lobby cards and then posters are kind of the big ticket items. So we'll see, maybe one day, but. Yeah, so we've been enjoying this movie from Old Christie so far. It is Christie. Old Christie. It's been kind of delivering a little more on the old dark house elements right at where we left off. That was where we left off, was the second Doris Waverly was running around, got a blow dart shot at her, and lest we forget,
we don't see many blow darts.
No, we don't. I love how it was all done in like shadow, right? The shadow work there was pretty solid. So we'll see how it shakes out. Well, again, will we get a third body? Since, yes, the judges have ruled that indeed the mummy does count as a second body.
Okay.
So
what's everybody's over-under on a third body?
On a third body. I know that might have broke your brackets. I know that might have broke the books. I know we just said 1 or 2, and all of a sudden, oh my God, we got 3. I don't know. We'll see. We're hoping for an exciting third act.
The dealer's going to make another call.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna make a call to the dealer.
I'll pay you $100,000 to go for 3 bodies.
Yeah, we'll see. And I mean, yeah, at this point, we're just trying to figure out who the killer was. And do you have any suspects, Evan? Any? I mean, who's your?
Well, see, like. Everybody, all of the other, heirs or beneficiaries, it does, like, their motivation doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense to me. Like what I said earlier, if they kill this girl, the money's not gonna just go back to them. Like, he would have to decide to do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what I don't quite get is well, how's this
jealousy thing?
Right.
Because the whole thing is, it's not a will. Like he's trying to avoid going through the will, so it's just he's just giving out his money at his own discretion.
Right. Well, it's his money, and he should be able to do whatever he wants with it.
He needs it now.
He needs it now.
Well, Jasper. What's White?
White.
Is that really his name?
Jasper White. Who would have thought that Jasper White would be worth $5 million? Not me. Jasper White sounds like he belongs. And I mean, I guess he is implied to be kind of Southern the way that he's telling everybody. He's like, go on, he's just very like, you listen to him yell at everybody and it sounds like he grew up on a farm, right? Like that seems to be kind of the shtick, right? And with a name like Jasper White. Anything before we get into the exciting conclusion of One Frightened Night, Evan?
How much do you think a poster for this film would run?
How much that gonna run me?
Good idea, Sears. If everybody's just starts sending Garrett stuff.
Yep, just send all the movie memorabilia
We'll get a
and
PO box.
Yeah,
ready.
Definitely the most bizarre memorabilia you can find.
The most obscure. Just send them a bunch of VHS.
And
tapes.
we shall put them on our shelves. As you can see, we have plenty of space to put all the curios that you send us.
Did everybody see the new?
Yes, which if you didn't notice, we have a new little friend over there. I'd zoom in. I actually maybe could zoom in. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Wouldn't that be wild? Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna try. All right, let's see. Okay, we're gonna zoom. Zoom more. Oh, won't let me zoom anymore. Can I pan? Yep. Well, let me zoom.
Is this what we got?
Zoom. It won't let me zoom anymore. That's as close as I can get.
Okay.
But
does everybody notice what's different?
Our good friend, Mr. Bela Lugosi, is now staring over Evan's shoulder and right into the camera the entire show, which is
courtesy of our friend Fresh.
Our friend Fresh Rogan got us this nice little Lugosi bust, and it's especially special because we really didn't have like any. I've got this Karloff.
I like his eyes.
One behind me, and yeah, like look, the Lugosi one, like his blue eyes are
piercing.
That's spot on. It's really spot on. So it's a nice addition. So we're always trying to add things to the scenery and the set. So you can make your contributions. Email us screamstreamshow@gmail.com. On that note, I think without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into the exciting conclusion of One Frightened Night right now. Puke from The Exorcist. Yes, James, that would be a good prop to see. Classic replica, of course.
Just a bag full of vomit with a certificate of authenticity.
I cannot believe I have not. Like, I have been sipping on this thing the whole time. I feel like I have barely made it in. I've been sipping on it the whole time.
Do you want some ice?
That might help.
Ice left. Yeah, I had to. Once the glass dropped it really.
Hey, stop!
Actually, you know what? I'll try it. Oh, dang! All right. JK's in the house. Welcome. Whoa! What? That would be by phase 2. What was that? Look at this cat.
Hurry up. Get Dr. Denham, quick.
Yes.
Take him in there.
I'm all right.
Here, that's it.
That was pretty wild.
Put him in a chair.
Monster.
Sit down here.
Mutant son. Yep, you called it, Sears.
Where's the child?
Where's the child?
There now, you're all right. What happened?
You're a detective.
That's what
You
hit us
tell me.
right when we got back in the third act last
It wasn't
week.
human. Wasn't any face like you ever see before.
Must have been the sheriff's.
What are you talking about?
I got in the hall just in time to see it disappear into the dining room. I followed it outside and took a shot at it, but it just kept on going. Then I stopped to look around, and there it was, that face, looking like
I
something the
saw
devil
a
had put.
green mask.
I saw it, I tell you. It reached out to grab me, and before I could fire again, it was gone.
Go away.
What happened to him?
Where were you when the billing fell on me?
Someone evidently tried to murder Mr. Lavelle. Too bad they didn't make a good job of it.
I resent that.
Yeah, maybe they saw his act.
Well, if you think my hands are not quicker than
See,
your
Alana,
eyes, I'll give you something to
that
quiet
is
your nerves.
so cool.
And
you
don't
know,
put it
hey,
in the coffee either.
keep accumulating
I resent
possessed
that.
objects.
Can you remember what happened? I was eating a banana, minding my own business, when I bumped into a dart sticking in the newel post.
A dart? What was it doing there?
I asked it, but it wouldn't talk. So I started downstairs in case it wanted to talk to you. Here it is. It's gone. Let's see you pull that one out of your hat, Mr. Laval. The great Laval.
Nice.
Maybe someone else in this room has a bag of tricks. Someone who took that poison dart from Mr. Lavelle to conceal the evidence of another attempted murder.
How did you know it was poison?
An Amazon blowgun has no other effectiveness. You'll find that blowgun was stolen from my trophy room.
I didn't see it when I left Doris there.
Where did you go when you left her?
To my room. When I heard the shot, I ran back to the trophy room, and Doris wasn't there.
I'd gone into the hall. Something frightened me. It must have been your shadow that startled me.
That dart was meant for you, Doris, but somebody muffed their cue this time, and we're not waiting for another rehearsal.
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
don't
you
know how
stay
you
right
can
here.
match,
I thought I told you not to leave her out of your
party
sight.
pillows with
And
extra
just where were
bricks.
you during all this, Proctor?
In his room.
Yes.
Arthur never leaves his room.
I'm going outside and look around. I want everybody right here when I come back. Abner.
Yes, Chief.
See if that blowgun is missing from the trophy
Abner?
room.
His name is
Find it if you
Abner?
have to search every room in the house.
But it can't be one of them. That face.
Well, go on. Don't anybody leave this room.
Wait a minute, Follow Vance. I'm going with
Room?
I don't need
he
your
say
help.
room?
you. Yeah, but if anything happens to you this time, I want a front row seat.
Who does he think he is, Inspector Clouseau?
Who lifted my gun?
Try your back pocket, Sheriff.
It's not here.
Well, isn't that
It's
funny?
been
I
very signature. Scared to death, J.K. You'd
That
be
is
surprised.
funny.
I got a
We've had
feeling something else
magicians,
unpleasant
we've
is going to
had-
happen to you.
Not while you're alone to protect
You
me,
know,
Sheriff.
all these
Oh, you're
crazy
just in
people
time to go
trapped in
with
this
us, Dean.
house.
What's the matter? Are you afraid of the dark?
Not while you're where I can keep my eye on you.
Thanks, but I'm busy keeping an
All
eye
we're
on Doris,
missing
if
is
you don't
Angela
mind.
Rose.
Yeah, I'm worried about that, too.
Now, look here, Laval.
Say, listen, where were your eyes when somebody was playing with that bean blower upstairs?
If you're inferring that I know anything
I'm not
about
accusing anybody. I'm only saying that making a play for $5 million is just another way of getting away with murder.
that... Listen, I know why you're doing this brother act for Doris. You knew Jasper's granddaughter would come in a part of his fortune. You've had your eye on it ever since you met her.
Why, you... Go on, Scat, Scat, get out, get out, get out.
Oh, see, look,
The hand
Scat,
is quicker
Scat.
than the
They're
eye,
farm
Mr.
boy. That's some
Laval.
farm boy
The
language.
great Laval. Come, Doris. There's something that you and I have got to do.
Ah, okay. Look at there we go. J.K. working double duty.
This door hasn't been unlocked in 20 years.
My mother.
Took a stubborn old man a long time to realize he was wrong.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Why not leave the
Be a
door
candle
open?
in here somewhere.
There's one.
Oh, yeah.
Really bright candle.
Yes? You're like her. Just like her.
I almost wish you hadn't let me see the room. Like this.
It's going to be as it used to be now that you're here.
What are you up to, Jasper?
Hand me that candle. Just as I thought. Yes, sir. Someone stole those letters out of this trunk to prove that girl's identity.
How do you know they weren't forgeries? They disappeared from Mr. Felix's briefcase before you saw them.
That's why I made them disappear.
You?
Yeah, to find out if they were genuine. This clinches it.
And I blamed it onto your attorney.
He's possibly blaming it on Dr. Denham. They keep on accusing one another. Someone is bound to make a slip.
You should change jobs with the sheriff. But if you're the only one that has the keys to this room for all those... What's that?
Yes. Looks like the broken end of a scissors.
Elvira's?
Hmm.
Where are you going?
I'm going to find the one piece that's missing from our puzzle.
The
one piece. You weren't by any chance looking for a scissors.
I was passing the door when I noticed the lock had been opened. I thought...
Of course you thought it hadn't been opened in 20
mean,
years. Come on, scat, scat,
Laramie
scat.
John, you gotta love the movie candles that just... It's like it's just a big spotlight. Oh, wait. It is.
That face. Why don't you wear a cowbell? No wonder that face of yours scared Abner.
What are you doing here?
All right, I'll bite. What am I doing here?
Loving this creepy basement.
There's no use looking out here any further. We can't find anything.
How do you know?
How do I know anything?
I give up, Sheriff. How do you know anything?
Give me that bag.
Nice.
When did you say so?
So, Laramie John, this is a cocktail that Evan made to pair with
Well,
tonight's
Sheriff?
film with,
I'll be hearing from you.
Gin, absinthe, sour apple pucker, and aromatic bitters.
and it's
a hefty drink.
It's hefty. It's hefty. This is the same one. This is not my second one. This is my first one. I've been sipping it so slowly.
Definitely a nightcap. Definitely a sipper.
For sure.
Consider cutting it, diluting it, chilling it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it down. It's good though. Like, don't get me wrong. It is a delicious cocktail, but it's hefty. Packs a punch. A wallop.
Now, do you understand, dear?
Yes, I think I do.
These belong to you. You might like to look them over for a while.
Yeah, you think it'd go down easier if it was chill?
Be back shortly.
Definitely.
Evan offered me ice earlier, and then I turned it down. It's melted by now. Committed at this point.
From the first moment we met, I knew that life could never hold anything else for me. Without you, nothing would be worthwhile. Our love is something bigger than either of us.
I really
We can't fight against it, and I won't let him. Please,
how I've
no
always
matter what your
been
father
taking
says.
any
We have our own lives to live.
heavily
As long as I live.
alcoholic beverage. Or shots, which, as you know. I love that. That's... Evan's the master mixologist. Can't cut to black in the middle of a fight scene.
Come on, down here! Come on, hurry up! Hurry up, hurry up! Break this door here! Go on, burst it in!
Oh.
Come on, step lively. Stick 'em up, you.
Is it?
Well, I'm a... Laval, put on that lamp.
Arthur!
Arthur.
What are you doing here?
That's what I'd like to know.
Don't tell him anything, Arthur.
Oh, so there is something to tell. I knew right from the start that he was the guilty one. Tried to murder you, didn't he?
I don't know.
You were after those letters, eh, Arthur?
She knows what we're after. We found this, her pin, in our room.
I followed you in there.
I'll tell you what I was doing in Arthur's room. I found this in the wastebasket and put it together. Ever since he received that telegram at dinner, I knew he was in trouble.
Give me that.
No, you don't.
That's my property. What's in it doesn't concern any of you.
No. It only warns Arthur of a shortage in his accounts, that's all.
Oh, I see. $1 million would have covered a lot of shortage, eh, Arthur?
Oh, no. You're not pinning murder on me. I thought she'd stolen my telegram. I came in here to get it back. She was over there.
Yes, Laramie John, one of our 2 corpses of the evening.
And then I heard her scream.
That face.
It's probably all we're going to get.
And the next thing I knew, there was a struggle. I felt something grab at my throat. I tried to get loose. And after that, I don't remember.
Doris, is this what you saw?
Yes, that's it.
Well, where did this come from?
You're supposed to be a magician. Tell me.
In this room, you nitwit. It belongs here.
This is a creepy mask I like to keep in my trophy room.
Where's Tom Dean?
Why, I...
Sheriff! Here! Sheriff! In here, Abner! I just found this in his golf bag. I did like you said, Sheriff. Started in this room and went down the line till I got to his. Just got my hands on this when he walked in behind me and made a grab for me.
He was locked in the closet when I found him. You and I are taking a little trip to headquarters. Abner, give me them bracelets. Oh! Stop it!
Uh-oh.
Stop it!
So it was Tom all along.
You better stay in here, Miss Waverly. You might get hurt.
Come along, let's go to our room.
We don't want any part of this. Let's go to bed.
Take it easy, Sheriff.
There's a mad chase going on, but no need to worry. Let's just go to bed.
Where'd he go? He didn't come out here. That's funny.
Yeah, Toast, it wouldn't
A
shock.
little light would help you, Sheriff.
Looks like he's a better magician than you, Laval.
Could have climbed down that balcony, wise guy.
Sure, I was coming to that. Abner, there she. Go on that balcony and take a look at that other room. See what you can find. Say, Laval, are you trying to tell me my... Laval! Laval, where are you?
Doing some of your work, Hawkshaw.
What are you doing in there?
Not what you think, Sherlock.
Say, don't you think I've got enough trouble without keeping track of you?
I don't know, have you?
Didn't see anything, Chief.
Don't do that. Come on, Abner. Come
Well,
on,
Laramie
Laval.
John, Bela definitely
We're
would have
gonna play
spiced
games.
this one up for sure.
Laval! Laval! He's gone.
He must have did a disappearing act, Chief.
There's the curly Howard again.
That guy ain't no magician.
This is the Aztec too.
God blue.
Help me, Abner.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. Oh, shit. I guess I did not realize that he was missing.
Oh, you frightened me.
I wanted to be sure you were all right.
Uh-oh.
Doris, you must believe me. If I hadn't taken you out of that room, he'd have got you to whoever he is. You must believe me.
I do, Tom. Look out, Tom!
pick him up, you.
You're just in time, Sheriff. I was in here when he dragged Miss Waverly into that panel.
To save her from you. I found out about that passageway when Abner took a shot at Denham. I was crossing from Arthur's room over to the next balcony when I saw a figure run into the hedge and disappear. First chance I got, I followed the hedge. It led to a secret entrance into the passageway. When I found Abner in my room, I knew the blowgun had been planted there by the murderer. I wanted to trap him. That's why I couldn't say anything to anybody.
You planned it carefully, Denham. Those letters you stole from my daughter's trunk.
You're upset, Jasper. This excitement's been too much for you.
Unfortunately, Doc, I found this lying on the floor, broken where you had forced the lock on that trunk.
What's that got to do with me?
And I found this broken scalpel in your bag. You'll observe, Sheriff, they fit perfectly.
Your health is affecting your mind, Jasper.
It hasn't affected my eyes. Can you account for your cuff button in the hand of the murdered girl?
Oh, that's
You better
pretty
come
spot
clean,
on.
Denham. Why did you kill that girl?
I'll tell you why. She was his accomplice, and they were after my entire fortune. But when my granddaughter appeared, Denham thought the game was up, and so did she. Dead people don't talk. That's why you wouldn't give her a chance to expose you. The first mistake you made was when you put poison in the cup to make it look like suicide. The second was when you let me win all those games at cribbage.
Come on, Denham. I'm taking you to headquarters.
I'm a little confused.
Look here, Jasper. I examined that girl, and I didn't see any cuff button.
Of course not, you nitwit. It was hanging loose in his cuff, and I just plucked it.
He's certainly having his fun, isn't he?
I told you I would have some fun for my money.
You planted, you faked evidence?
Arthur, we might just as well go home.
Elvira, take
Did
your
he
bags
actually
to the car.
confess?
Felix, you go with him. Arthur will need a lawyer now.
As you say, Jasper.
And you stop that sniveling, or I won't give you the money to cover Arthur's shortage.
Jasper, darling!
Don't do that! Elvira, I saw you take something
Fuck
from the
Hedda
doctor's
Hopper.
bag. What was it?
She was
Pardon
a
me?
terrible gossip columnist.
Just so
She was a
delayed.
big proponent behind the Hollywood blacklist. She was very anti-communist, pro-Americanism, and
There you
used
are.
her newspaper columns that were
I had to
nationally
tie him up
syndicated.
when he ran out of that secret panel. I couldn't have him gumming things up when I was so close to Denham.
Wait till I get my hands out of here. Where's that hate detective? Sheriff! Oh, Sheriff! Sheriff! Don't you want your handcuffs?
I was coming to that. You can keep them, but try and get out of them, Hugh Denny. The great Laval.
Hugh Denny, I've never heard it pronunciated that way before.
Doris! We gotta break in a new act.
That's what I'm doing.
Wow. Well, that was one frightened night. What did we think, Evan?
It didn't feel like that much of a twist, I guess, right? Like,
Not really.
If we knew that the one girl was the imposter, then of course the guy who brought her to Jasper, I mean, it totally makes sense that they would be in cahoots.
Yeah, I think where I'm a little confused is why did he kill her? Because it wouldn't change anything, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, he said so that she couldn't out him.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. Good point. Yeah, I mean, pretty predictable. It was just about wondering who was her accomplice, right?
Yeah.
Which one of these men? And
Yeah.
So
Still a fun old dark house movie. I like these, characters. Jasper was fun. Excuse me. Who else do we have?
Jasper was fun.
He's the only character I know by
well,
name.
Jasper was he was a lovable old coot.
Him and Doris.
Not really lovable. Yeah.
I liked Elvira.
Elvira. I mean, that's the thing when the villain is always kind of like the least like covered person, like the most unassuming character. Like the Doctor didn't really seem to do very much in this movie, right?
Yeah,
like,
there were a few characters that, didn't get as much time, didn't do as much.
No, yeah, but the most likely suspect was the most obvious suspect. Or well, I don't know. It was really it was not. How are you gonna guess, right?
Yeah, Sears, I kind of did too, to be honest. From like the second act onwards, I kind of feel like it got a little muddled, maybe.
Right.
A little hard to follow, but maybe we're just having too much fun.
Yeah, well, when we're talking, when joshing around, you're gonna miss some things. But all told, I think there were some interesting touches, some cool little sequences, and the Doctor, who ended up being the murderer, connection to one of the most iconic Old Dark House films. He also played the Doctor in the original Cat and the Canary, which we watched last season.
Okay, yeah.
Which I don't know if you remember. There's this creepy Doctor character. I think he was just a red.
So I feel like we watched that movie. I was remote that one because that was like the week that my wife went into labor, and to be honest, I don't remember it that well.
Don't remember it at all. No, I don't blame.
That whole week was just kind of a blur.
No, but I just I remember at the time you like there was a lot in that movie to like.
It was a cool movie. I do remember it being cool.
But I like,
especially for how like early it was, right?
Right, exactly. For 1928, yeah, there was a lot of great camera work and German expressionist influence and all that good stuff that we love. And I was trying to remember today when it was like, oh, Lucien Littlefield played the Doctor in the original Cat and the Canary. I was like, who was that? What did he look like? So I had to look up a picture, and I was still like, yeah, I kind of remember that character, but like, what did he do? So you're not alone, again, these Old Dark House movies especially, it's always funny how many plot elements are just so similar,
Yeah. Now, Scared to Death had a much wilder twist.
Right. I mean, yeah, who would have seen that coming? That was ahead of its time, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but
we'll say one frightened night walked so Scared to Death could run.
That is a beautiful statement, Evan. That's spot on. I 100% concur with that. So that was One Frightened Night. Again, another, there are dozens and dozens of these Old Dark House, and I chose a long time ago to lump them in with this show. So we're gonna do them all, and we're as many Old Dark House movies as times you need to water your battery every year. That's right, Sears. We do. We get at least 4 a year, so we're ticking them off. But that was pretty enjoyable, and I mean, where does it stack up to other Old Dark House movies we've seen? Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I would put it ahead of some. I would maybe put it a little over middle of the pack.
It's a good point. Yeah. And Alana, I concur with your statement. At least tonight's movie had an ending, unlike last week's film. Yeah, which I hope.
Imagine if tonight's movie was a pilot that was recut into
a movie with no ending. I didn't really think that you guys would be too bothered by that, but I think even Evan was like, what the hell?
A little, yeah.
And I was like, I was just hoping that the TV movie pilot explanation would suffice. It's like, no, I wanted an ending. Like, I wanted some closure to this story.
I mean, yeah, you put all that time into this, and then it just kind of doesn't really go anywhere.
No, but it was fun along the way.
It was fun,
and especially the last third. So, I mean, and the cats. I
was I was thinking about that cat just earlier today. The like panther yowl, and it like does some kind of like what would you even call that? It does some kind of like shockwave meow screech thing, right?
Yeah, something like that. And then
it does the like shout from Skyrim where it just knocks everything around.
And then, then when it summons multiple other cats, and you've got a swarm of cats. That's really
death by cats.
Yeah, that was pretty great. Again, I feel a little bad that, after tonight's movie, we're still singing praises on last week's movie. That's how much fun last week's movie was. But this was good. And another Old Dark House movie in the books.
That's right.
And so next week, of course, it's Good Friday. And it's funny because, I also... We've never really done anything. I guess we've been have we been live on Good Friday before? Can you remember? I feel like we must have been. I don't feel like we've.
I mean, Good Friday's always on a Friday, right?
Have we taken it off before?
I don't know. Surely we have.
I guess maybe
Surely we've been live on.
Well, the thing is, normally around this time of year, this time of April, we've had, because of the date that Friday falls on, we've had the opportunity to do some scare films, particularly drug scare films. So 2 years ago, we saw Marijuana. Spoke about the dangers of marijuana.
Right.
And then...
And prostitution, I think?
Yeah, prostitution and... seedy underworld yeah, it was
strange men with mustaches,
right? Yes, and fedoras, yeah, all that good stuff. And then last year Evan wasn't here, but because it was Bicycle Day, we watched The Weird World of LSD, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that. Yeah.
Oh my God, Evan, you don't know what you're
I need to check that out. Yeah.
Oh, you'll love it. It is. I mean, it is a perfect blend of exploitation and drug scare film and horror movie. And it's just vignettes and it's some stock footage, and it's great. And a narrator that's being really ridiculously over LSD is one of the like monotoned, and I love it, man. It is funny. You're gonna have to see it. But this year, since specifically Good Friday is falling on this, I believe it's April 18th.
Yes.
We're gonna keep with the theme of exploitation scare films, but this time we're gonna go in the direction of a little known genre that we haven't covered on this show before, entitled the Christian scare film. So yeah, Evan's like, what? So next Friday we're gonna be watching a film from 1976 entitled The Grim Reaper. And this is one of kind of a series of films from this former exploitation director turned born again Christian named Ron Ormond, who we saw one of his films previously when we watched Mesa of Lost Women.
Yeah.
And we talked about how he had been in a plane crash and then found religion and started making Christian films. Well, the thing is,
Left Behind the Mesa.
he really, with a lot of his movies, blended together, films with Christian themes, Christian stories, but with exploitation horror elements. So the Grim Reaper is, it's a little more conventional than some of his other ones. A lot of his other ones are just this, it's just this sermon from this Baptist preacher who's doing this fire and brimstone thing, and then
Just for a
little
whole
like
movie?
vignette. Well, and little vignettes that are like of what he's talking about.
Right.
So he's kind of like narrating. Estes Perkle is his name, Reverend Perkle. So these are like, so it's like very like hardcore Baptist. Like, if you're not Christian, you're going to hell and you're gonna burn. So they did a movie called The Burning Hell. This is one without Perkle's preaching on it. This is one they did separately. So it's a little more conventional. So I think it'll be a better introduction. And then in the next Good Friday,
we'll listen to a sermon.
We'll get into The Burning Hell, which is... But this one also at the Grim Reaper. So we're going to be spending time in their version of hell, which is pretty insane.
All right, well, see y'all in hell.
So yep, and it's a regional film from Tennessee, and you've got them recreating Bible scenes. So it's like people with southern accents and big like white beards and elaborate
Coffee paves the way to hell. Is coffee the gateway drug?
Yeah, any caffeine, man. You don't touch it. You don't touch the stuff.
The devil's Java.
Yeah, it should be
the devil's beverage.
A lot of fun. So we're getting scare films like we normally do this time of season. It's just more on theme with the holiday. So, and hey, if you apologies if you're especially religious, we're gonna be blaspheming. I don't know what I can say.
There's just nothing else to say.
It's just what it's gonna be. But no, but we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be. Again, we get into the history of it like we do here on this show. Ron Ormond, it's very interesting. Again, Mace of Lost Women. If you saw that,
like the guitar.
Yeah, the flamenco guitar. Oh yeah, amazing film. So we'll get that next Friday. So really, really, really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Of course, Alana, Kathy, Sears, Laramie John, aka JK, James, Wayne, Sally, and Toast, and anybody else I forgot. Thanks so much for watching tonight. Alana sent me an email. She's like, hey, if you want me to let you know who was chatting live, I'll send you a list. So I'm going to take you up on that, Alana. I did not have a chance to respond to your email, but I'm going to take you up on that next time because I can't always remember. So, but we appreciate everybody tuning in, chatting it up, having a good time with us like you always do. And of course, check out all of our friends and their good stuff. Of course, Alana, Spectral Seamstress, for all your clothing and boutique spooky accessory needs. Check out Spectral Seamstress. Our good friend Drunk Reviews probably going live right now or in the next little bit with some horror or ridiculous drive-in fare. So check that out. Our buddy Fresh Rogan, who donated the wonderful, wonderful Dracula behind Evan. He's been gaming weekday mornings. I've been hanging out there. So if you're a gamer and you want to see, you want to see him play Schedule 1, which is basically a game where he becomes a drug kingpin. It's a lot of fun. Check that out. Again, this is our anti-drug awareness month. time of year coming up. So we'll probably do a rerun of we haven't actually watched Reefer Madness on this.
Not yet. Not
No.
yet. I guess we're saving that one.
We'll save it. Yeah, that'll be a good one. And then Saturday Night Shocker tomorrow. So check that out. And yeah, all the socials, all that. You want to check out any of our past episodes, they're on our YouTube page. Really appreciate everybody watching. Anything before we sign off tonight, Evan?
You know, speaking of movie memorabilia, do you guys think there are any Autolite batteries still in circulation?
Ooh.
You could send that to a P.O. box, right?
I think so. Yeah. Send us all your Autolite batteries, please.
Just a mailbox full of batteries.
We'll be ready for them. Until then, sweet screams, everybody.
And to all a good fright. Where's the child?
Where's the child?